Alright guys, we're back again with this Fivem series. Today, as we said in the last video, we're going to get this smartphone installed. This is not the hardest process, it's just a little time consuming. It's not one of the longer ones, but it does take a few minutes. You do have to use the installation directions on this one because there is some changes. You can't use a webhook for your pictures on the smartphones anymore. That's something they've changed like in the last year or so. So you have to go through a different process to do that. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's just get into it and get started. First thing we have to do is we need to remove the old phone. So, as always, let's go back to our resources, QB phone. Now, before I do that, I always have issues. I think, let's check really quick, because I think they made a SQL that removes or alters the database for the phone. Let's see, you used to have to remove all the old stuff, so let's just do this. Installation, where's that? Let's just do it. I know they've got docs that one. Let's see if that's what I'm looking for. Here we go. Alright, so where is the install? Where's the phone? So we're looking for Smartphone Pro installation. Here we go. Alright, so we've already done the downloading. We've done all that. Okay, for the dependencies on this one, let's just get this out of the way first. As always, it's a good idea to follow the leader here. So first thing we're going to do is we've got Oxlib already. I'm almost 100%, but let me make sure. Let's see here. I know I'm pretty sure I installed it. If not, I'll grab it from here. On that one. So yeah, we probably need to grab Oxlib. So click here, and it should start. Yep. Okay, it's gonna bring you to the release. Download the zip. I usually do this pretty early on, but I guess I haven't had a chance to do it this yet. You have to have X sound for this one. If you install it and it doesn't work, it's usually because you forgot the X sound. You've got to have this hacking script. So we'll download that. We already have the server database. We're not worried about that. We don't need to update because it's a brand new game build. Let's see. Okay, we need to do that. Database. Okay, so this we'll take it out. So it says if you are a QBCore user, you will also need to edit the player tables in QBCore, removing the tables from the old phone. If you use the default tables in your QB server player.lua, you can simply copy and paste this to edit your player table. So this will take care of it. Okay. So first thing we need to do is get these dependencies taken care of. So we're going to hop back up here, and we're going to go ahead and pop up a new screen. We're going to get to our downloads. So here are the three we need to work with. So let's get this M hacking out of the way. Close, open. Should be there. We'll get the X sound done. Close, and Oxlib. I usually buy this, but I don't buy it on my personal computer because I usually end up putting it on my Windows servers, so I don't see the point of having to pay for it in multiple locations. So, Oxlib. I always put Oxlib in your standalone folder. So usually, okay, you want to make sure that where it's zipped, don't just grab this one. Click into it until you get to the files, and then back up one. So we're going to put our Oxlib in here. This thing is trying to move kind of slow. There it went. Alright. And then X sound, you can put that in here too, because your interact sound's there too. So again, go all the way in till you see the folders. Rename this one. Grab it and drop it in here. Okay. Alright, and then we have M hacking, which is not necessarily something you can put in there. I'll just drop it in here. So again, go all the way into the folders, back up one, drag and drop. There, that's done. Okay, let's clean house. Alright, I don't need that logo, so we'll just get rid of all this. Delete. There, alright. So that page. Now, we're going to go back to our installation guide. So, here we are again. So we've done our dependencies. Where are we at? Okay, so here we go. We've done all the dependencies that it says we need. We already have database. We're not worried about that. We're on a good new build. We don't have to worry about this part. We don't worry about SF or server CFG positioning because I have it where it's going to load anyways. We're good there. I've never had to actually, on this one, I've never had to ensure it by itself. So if you may be different, it's so you can just do this. And if I did that, I would probably position it outside of a folder on its own. So it would be, if you do this, make sure you put it here on this row. That way it runs by itself. Okay, alright, so we don't need tidy SQL. We don't use that. So we're going to take this, copy. Oh, we don't want to do that yet anyway. But we need to go here, and I need to go up, and I need to grab my database. Alright, so what I'm going to do is open the database, and then I have to copy and paste the username and password. So I'm going to turn this screen off for a moment, just because I don't want anyone going in and jacking it up on me. You never know until I get done with this. Once I get done with this project, it's not going to be a server anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, so we'll skip that, and I'll bring you guys back to this screen with me. Okay. Alright, so here is, we're going to be on the SQL page. Now we're going to grab this, copy, back here, Control V. Remember, you cannot right click and paste. And let's see if it works. Paste. And it's going to throw an error because something's on there that's not going to agree with it. Don't know. Probably because those tables are already there. Let's see what it says. Okay, I think I know what it is. That right there is the problem. That is the problem. I would almost guarantee. So what you do in that situation is we're going to go back to this screen here, and then we're going to file, new text file, select the language. We're going to do Lua. Oh crap, I really won't do that. I just want a new text file. Let me restart that. Select the language. Lua. Delete all this out. Okay. Start typing. Okay. So we're going to. That's something new. I just got the update in. So we're going to go back here. And we're going to drop this in. Okay. So we need to take this. Let's try taking this out. I think that's usually our problem with these. Copy. Go back to our other page. We're going to clear this and drop this in and see if it takes. Nope, it's still showing a syntax error. So there is an unexpected character. One. So I think it's those brackets that's causing us the problem. But tell you what we're going to do. Let's try this. Never seen it do that before. Let's see if those exist. Let's do that. Where is our? I know they do. Apartments, bank accounts, script, those are all there. Yeah, let's just do this. Copy. Clear. See if that one works. Alright, there we go. Alright, we've got that one in. Tables are already there, so we shouldn't have any problems there. This is the one thing we're having issues with lately, is your natives and how to set up the webhook system. So what you got to do with this one, where it's new, you have to go to this new website. It's called fivemanage.com. So you go to fivemanage.com and you click Get Started. I already have one. You can create a new workspace if you want. Well, you'll have to. You'll create your own new workspace, and then you'll go to tokens. All you'll do is you'll create a new token for your server, and when you get done, it will give you a token. So I just have to copy the token, and I have to install it into the server. So I'll leave this open on this screen, and then I can continue working on the server. So what I usually do is let's see, let's go back one more. The rest of this is nothing really. We do that, and then we just go in and do the config on it, and we have to do inventory. Let's see if it's got the items in here. No, it's just telling you to download this. We have it inside this program. We have to install the phone pictures. Is all we really have to do. So again, I'm going to go back to Fivemanage and leave it sitting there for us on this installation. Again, all you got to do is create your account, and it'll let you create a new token from here. I'm going to leave it here so that I can copy that token to the server when I'm ready for it. So we're going to go back to this page. Let's get rid of this. Alright, so these are your SQLs. We've already done this. This is the one we just installed a minute ago. So we're good on that. Images, these are your phone images. So we need to go here and put these into inventory. And again, if you're using a Windows-based server, copy and paste. That way you still keep your original files intact. If this says overwrite, you can if you want to use the phone one. So I always say yes if it's a nicer looking PNG. Okay, now we're going to go back, and these are just your applications, like for the phone radio, the phone recorder. These are just different things that it's going to load along with this with the scripts. Now, we do have to do webhooks. So the webhooks are usually in the server, I believe. Yeah, there they are. Alright, we'll open this. These are my webhooks. Now this is where the Fivem the token goes. I will put this in, but I'll put it in on a different screen last. So first thing we need to do, make this screen a little smaller. Put it over here. Then we'll bring up the Discord so we can do the webhooks. So we'll do new, and this one's going to be smart phone. Here, integrations, create webhook, old Spidey bot, and this one's going to be old TikTok, which I think we changed the names on them. Create webhook, save the changes, and paste the link. Next one is old Twitter. Create webhook. There we go. And we're going to do one for the gram. Copy the webhook. Put it in there. Yellow pages. Copy, save. Put it in there. Okay. Now these are done. We can go back out of there. I'll put that back out of the way. Now, again, this is the spot where you will put that token from Fivem. Again, I'm going to put it onto another screen because it does show it on there when you drop it in. So go to File, save that, and I will close the webhooks.lua page. Okay, then we're going to go back one, and we need to go into back more. Here we go, config, and one of these is the Lua. So what's that one? That's the JavaScript. This is probably the one we need. I'm pretty sure. Usually one in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, that's the one. Came up on my other screen. Alright. Again, it's another config. These you just need to take your time and work your way through it. So what we're going to do is work our way down. Whatever your language is, I hope you speak English. If not, you don't understand me, and this was a total waste of your time. Okay. Limits, you don't got to worry about that. Framework, it's going to pick it up on its own. You don't need to even mess with it. So you're good on this part. Billing. Now you can set your it'll do a dependency check, or you can set it if you want it to be a specific billing type, but it'll do it on its own. So if you've got OK billing, it'll pull it. It's going to be looking for one of these. So we have OK billing, so it's going to pull it. So what you do is just let it do its dependency check. So that keeps you from having to do that part. Same thing with inventory. It'll do a dependency check and pick up that we have QB inventory. It really takes a lot of the stupid stuff out of it. Okay. Now this turns off the F1 crap. I don't like that you have to click the little button to open them up. It's annoying as crap. It allows people to turn that off. Okay, housing, it picks up them all, so you're good there. QB houses and QS housing, which is the Quasar housing. We actually use loaf housing, which is something you have to code in later. Let's see. So I always read this stuff. If you use this file, so it will look nicer. It takes the blur out of it. So let's just do that too. Files. Anything that makes it look better or easier for the people that's using the scripts, I prefer to do it that way. So if I'm going through something and it says, oh, this is gonna, you can do this, but if you do it this way, it's gonna make everything run smoother or look better. That's usually what I go with, because in my opinion, if they went through all the trouble of putting that in there, they've got a reason. It's came up. Alright, so you can change your prefix, number of digits, okay, the email account. If you want to change it to something else, you can. So if you want to use your server name, so with us you could do like you could do at, or you could do, yeah, like that. You know, you can do whatever you want. Me, I'll probably do like that, or you can do whatever you want to use. I don't want. The thing about using a weird one with the server name on it is it can do issues with your RP. So we could do, let's do QMail. That'll work. Auto backup. Don't want to worry about that. Octave's cool. We don't want to use no type of targeting. Open the phone, M. Trust me, causes less issues. PMA voice is good. These are your ringers. You can add more, take away, whatever you want to do. There is, you can put them in their sound. There's a sound ringtones folder you can put more of these into. So if you've got one you want to use, if that's something you guys come up with, you can actually get this. It's a surround sound system for the phone, makes it work a little better. Okay, these are the colors of the buttons. So again, you want to go in and change that to something else, you can. Wallpapers, there's a lot of, and this is the pro version. So there's a lot of stuff you can change. You can even set up a signal system, which I turn on in a lot of cases now. This makes it where you have blackouts. And then you can turn on the battery system, where the battery goes dead and you have to go charge it up or get chargers. And these are chargers in the city. So there are quite a few. Okay, this makes the phone booths work. So if you want the phone booth blips to work, you can. I don't see the point turning the blips on, but the phone booths do work. Password reset. There's a guy there that does it. The technical, it shows up on the map. Okay, this is your balance system. So basically you can have a phone plan if you want to go that route. You can make them have to pay so much a day, so much whatever. I usually turn it off in the beginning. You can add more jobs. Police can have their own contacts in there. You can put all your mechanics in there, so if you can just go in and click the mechanic that they want to call, and it just calls them if they're on duty. Okay. Here's the garage system. We have CD Garage, which is right there. Car system, we use QB vehicle keys. So we're good on that. Valet. This is what I was talking about before. We may test it on this one. I may go ahead and turn it on. Let's do that. But I want to test it later on. Bring this down. Mainly because I want to see if it still throws an issue. If I put a car in the impound, is this going to yank it? Car classes, Uber. The market in there, you can take items on and off. The markets. And you can add more on here as well. Okay. Now this one is one you'll want to go ahead and take care of right off the rip. So these guys, they got sticky bombs. Oh, not with that one. Oh, tab. Turn this crap green. Thank me later. You can leave a couple of things on there. I usually just leave a gun like that. You don't want people to just be grabbing sticky bombs off their phone. Rent cars. You can go in here and put cars in they can rent. Crypto. Remember, this is the Bitcoin, just in case you have an issue with it. Arcade games, and then the apps. You go in and I need to go in later and change these names. Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Spotify, YouTube. All this has got to be changed to a different name. I'll have to check out to see if they have an image and what the images are. I'll have to change the images. All this stuff's got to be changed. Okay. Yeah, you got to go down here. Any of this stuff that's, you know, going to get you copyrighted, you need to go ahead and get rid of it. And then your debug is at the bottom. I'm going to save this, that, go back to here, and then we're going to go out here, and this one goes in here. This one's a pretty large file. So if you're uploading it, it can take a minute. Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and let this load, and then I'll cut back in once it's finished. Alright, we got her loaded in there. Now, next thing is the same as always. We have to go back over here and we're going to restart this thing. See the phone there? Alright, looks like there it is. Alright, so we're going to go back to our main screen and we're going to go back to Fivem. I also have a loading screen that we'll be adding in, so I can make that available to anyone that wants it as well. So all you need to do is reach out to me. All you need to do is make some changes. I have a couple versions of loading screens, so we have a couple we can choose from, and maybe make some of them available. They're easy to change out things. You just have to make sure you're using music that's not copyrighted. Alright. It doesn't really matter, we'll go here. Alright, grab for a second. Showing a little bit of an error. Let's see. Could just be where we switch to phones. Let's try the old M button. There she goes. Got the old Apple going on there. Looks like it's trying to load too. What's this about? Still pulling up the QBCore file. I thought we deleted that. Let's see. Thought for sure we got rid of that thing. Maybe I didn't. I didn't. Okay, that's my own fault. Let's take care of that problem. That was my own fault. Okay. Nobody's perfect. We started really quick. Alright, now let's load back in. Always double check your work, people. And again, this whole series is almost completely going to be, as much as possible, unedited. So if I mess up something, have to go back and change it, you're going to see it. So what I had to do there was go in and actually delete QBCore from the server. I had forgotten to do it. Which is the first thing I do. For some reason I didn't. That's fine there. Alright, so we're going to hit the old F8. Okay, everything looks good to me. Alright, so we're going to hit the M button, which should bring up our phone. There it is. I'm not showing any errors. I'll bring you guys back over to me. As you can see here. Get off of that screen. Here is where I loaded in, and that is the version check. It's having issues because of something with GitHub, but right there is our phone, and I opened it without an error. So back on the screen, it's on, and we hit F8. Still not showing any errors on the screen. We can unlock it, swipe up, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're up. One thing I do as soon as I get into this daggone thing is, where's the lock screen button? Turn that sucker off. Don't want that, don't like it, it's a pain in the butt. And then you can turn on streamer mode from here, so if someone is, if you're a streamer and you're using it, click that, and you won't have to worry about any weird anything with it causing you a copyright strike. And it's not showing the item in his hand, so I need to, it's kind of odd. But for the most part, it's all working. You have this is where you copy your phone number and send it to somebody. You just click on it right there, blah. And then if you want to, you can go here, and you can put a picture of your player in there, backups, and then you go to, I think on this one, you go to general, way in here, you can airdrop the phone number. Let's see. I think you have to go here, I think. That looked good. Yeah, right there. So show other people around. So I'm guessing they set it up as Bluetooth, probably. It done. So if you go into your settings, is that it? Yeah. Bluetooth, I guess. So turn your Bluetooth on. And then you can send it to people that way. And then escape, exit the phone. Again, we're not showing any errors whatsoever. I'm going to check the panel. Nothing on the panel. It's just setting inventory. And then look in our pocket. So we've got a phone. There it is. It's going to show you your phone number and any pertinent data for that item, same as this one and this one, and anything else you have in your pocket. So that's installing. Now that's the Quasar Smartphone Pro. They do have a regular Quasar smartphone. I think they still offer that one too. I will link Quasar's store in the description on this video. They do have a couple of versions. If you have the old version, you can message them and they will, for like 30 bucks, you can upgrade to the Pro. I haven't seen any reason why, to be honest. I did it. I've got both versions now apparently. I see no reason as to why you would need to. That's just me. Other people may have different opinions on it, but I don't see the point of it. I think the regular one's just as good as this one. I don't see any real difference in them. I mean, there's not a lot of difference in them. While I'm here. Should most of these phones will work. May need another restart. These might not be the ones that work. You may not have to. Oh, that's where I got a phone in my pocket. Yeah, if you don't have a phone in your pocket, this phone will work. So, but again, that's the Quasar Smartphone Pro. We will get this video up for you guys. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, messages, feel free. I'm always available to help anybody out in the afternoons. I'm on the East Coast. Again, push the video out there as best you can. That does help us out. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. At least if you like and comment, it does get us into those the view of more people. Helps with getting us out there to help as many people as we can. So again, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with anyone you know that needs any help or is starting their own server or is needing some help with Quasar or any other script as well. We will be running a lot of videos through this series, so there will be a large amount of scripting in here. So keep an eye out, and you'll see the next video coming up soon. Have a great day.